It's my third career. I never thought I'd have a third career. But by July of next year, I will have finished my book and I will be an established health and wellness coach. I had decided to leave teaching, the field of teaching, and I was in a transition period up until that point. So I had thought about getting a career coach. I thought that it would help me just because this is kind of my going into my third career. And I really wasn't sure which direction I was going to go to because I had exhausted two careers that I passionately liked. So I found Mike on LinkedIn and I decided to hire him in the spring. And that's really what prompted me because I was very confused at that point as to which direction to go in. I felt like bringing in a third party would help me facilitate that further. This is my first time I've ever hired a career coach. I've never needed to. So it was a perfect experience. Once I went on board, the first step we did was kind of figuring out myself. So what I liked about Mike was that he's a holistic kind of career coach. So he really wanted to get to know me as a person, my interests, my background, what led me to this point, and kind of look at me as a whole human looking for a different career. He introduced me to a whole bunch of people. So initially, he introduced me to some people in the administrative field, in the college administration field. All of them just super kind, super helpful, always willing to go above and beyond to help on behalf of Mike. And they were more than willing to help one of his clients because they had such high regards for him. So that was amazing. Every person he's had me meet has been a just extremely kind and helpful person. What I loved about Mike is he always would go the extra mile for his clients. And he stayed on the phone with me for an extra 45 minutes and had me do this passion test. And that was the breakthrough. He literally had me write down 10 of my most passionate things that I was interested in, gave me a few minutes to do that. And then he made me do a very painful passionate test where he made me choose between two things over and over until I think he came up with 5 or 6 of my top choices. And it happened to be the top 5 or 6 of my choices had to do with health and wellness, about self-care. And it was eye-opening. I really couldn't believe that I had not even thought of that. Today, I am still working on my holistic certification and I'm starting to write because I want to be a writer, and that's something we had talked about too. I think it was a lot of just timing. So I'm working on my writing. I am building a website for my health and wellness coach to do that on my own. I think I'm going to go into business on my own, and that's where I'm at. So I'm really happy. His sincerity, his willingness to compromise, and his helpfulness, his regard for you as a whole individual human being. I also think that Mike has a genuine, deep concern and need to help others. And this is his expertise, and he does an excellent job of doing it. He was extremely positive and upbeat and hopeful that it doesn't matter what this time situation is like in the universe, that I could still find a job, I could still get hired, I could still pursue what it is I want to pursue. So he gave me a lot of hope. It was an investment in myself, and it was worth it. And the one thing that I really appreciated and admired about Mike is he knew that, I just had lost a job and I didn't have a ton of savings, and he was willing to make modifications and tweak a couple things for me to make a package perfectly customized for my needs. And I thought that showed to me his concern and wanting to help someone, their well-being and help them with their career. He put me before himself in a way. And I admire that. I would definitely recommend Mike to anyone who's interested in a career change or someone who is confused about what direction they might want to go in, or anyone who just needs assistance in navigating their career, because I feel Mike's expertise lends a hand to pretty much anyone who needs some help. Had I not hired Hi-Fi career coach and Mike Gellman, I think that I would still be searching for my next career path and my third act. And I think that I would have had a lot of wasted time without Mike.